Hey, how's it going? We are finishing our series with 10 best performing businesses up there within UK. Let me know what you think about this series. If you like to see more, if you like me to take a look at different regions as well. The last business that we're going to be taking a look at, that would be banking institution, and it's called Lloyds Bank Group, which is a major financial service and banking provider, or that would be the core businesses and some of the services that they offer. Quick note, because I can see so many different people out there mixing conversations, right? Uh, Blockchain projects are developed with an idea of replacing banks. So giving back all the administration, all operation, uh, what would be required to operate and manage your money back to you. Giving that control back to you so you can do it if you are interested, or perhaps your accountant can do it. But we shouldn't, I don't know, who mixing conversations where people are talking about more and more banks adopting blockchain technology. People who are promoting some of those things and mixing conversations that they do not understand why and what the idea behind some of those blockchain projects in the first place. What we are talking about, one of the best performing businesses up there currently in the market, right? We're talking about those. Where those businesses are getting their money from? I don't know. Some accountants have no clue. I don't know. Some accountants don't have a clue about the business and what we are actually talking about when we're talking about best performing businesses. Do you really think that some of those businesses hire numbers of people, they're doing administration, they're not overcharging you, they're managing all your money, right? So either way, whatever banking institution would be talking about, right? So what blockchain core values would be? Perhaps giving more control back to the people so they can manage their own finances. Same software where most of the banks adapt and lay off a number of employees. Perhaps people can have the same software and they can manage their own finances instead of perhaps giving that to different businesses to do. Lloyds Banking Group is a major financial service and banking groups based in United Kingdom. It is one of the largest and oldest banking institutions in the United Kingdom and has a significant presence in country's financial sector. The group provides a wide range of financial services, including retail and commercial banking, insurance, various other financial products and services. If you were, just give you an example, right? So if you were to have a fleet of vessels, right? And you're looking to transport cargo from point A to point B, you would need to have insurance, right? To have insurance, there is perhaps 12 companies that you can reach out to have insurance for your vessels. And there's about 12 companies, and those 12 companies have control over 95% of entire insurance market. So this is what we're talking about. So there at least there's 12, but this is 95% of all the vessels are insured with those banking institutions. Right? That's a quick note. Lloyds Banking Group's history dates back in 18th century and has undergone various mergers and acquisitions over years to become the entity it is today. Some of the well-known brands and subsidiaries under Lloyds Banking Group umbrella include Lloyds Bank, Halifax, Bank of Scotland. These brands offer a wide array of banking and financial products to consumers, businesses, and institutions. Right. So we purchase different banks or something. Either way. Lloyds Banking Group plays a vital role in UK's financial industry and it's regulated by Financial Conduct Authority (FCA), and which perhaps you would need to adhere to if you are interested in perhaps working or developing some of those, depending on what kind of problem you might be interested in solving, right? So if we're talking about blockchain projects, perhaps something that you need to reach out to understand a little bit more when it comes to marketing of your project, as well as what standards your project needs to operate within, right? So FCA, that would be a place to reach out to and speak to. And the and the Prudential Regulation Authority, PRA. Right, so perhaps there's more than one authority. I'm not entirely sure what this authority, what is within the scope of the expertise, but either way, it has a significant branch of ATM networks across UK, making one of the most recognized and widely used banking groups in the country. The group is involved in retail banking, commercial banking, wealth management, and insurance services, among other the products and services they have to offer. Let's take a look at the history. Lloyds Banking Group has rich and storied history dating back to 1765 and was founded as a private banking business by John Taylor and Samson Lloyd II in Birmingham. Over the years, they gradually expanded in operations and services of financial need of a growing consumer base. One pivotal moment of the group's history was its transition to a public limited company in 1887, allowing it to raise capital and fuel further expansion. This transformation was a critical milestone as it positioned Lloyds to become one of the most prominent banking institutions in the United Kingdom. So uh, they begin. So if anything, then takeaways. So they had very good, perhaps, business model, right? According against that business model and how they're operating, they thought they have a really good one. So they begin raising money and improving the products and services and overall reach, and how the overall performance and how much value they can create for a number of people, and if anything, for the investors. In the late 20th century, Lloyds Banking Group made headlines with the strategic mergers and acquisitions, such as merger with the Lloyds Banking and TSB Group in 1995. This merger significantly increased the group's size and influence in the financial sector. However, it wasn't without challenges, and the group faced security and regulatory changes in sequential years. But either way, so there were some acquisitions there. Perhaps the most significant event in Lloyds Banking Group modern history was its role in the global financial crisis of 2007-2008. The group facing significant financial distress, received a substantial bailout from UK's government, leading to partial nationalization. So if you receive a lot of money from government, perhaps your business model and systems that you have built it not performing up to the standard, because it's not performing up to the standard, and taxpayers need to pay for your business. I wish some of the taxpayers pay for my business. This what we are talking about, one of the top 10 companies within UK. So it doesn't seem that they're not performing. Other than, so how much money they did receive, right? Either way. Yeah, this intervention was critical in stabilizing UK's financial system, but it also marked a significant turning point in the group's ownership structure. Either way, what our tax money are doing, right? Some of those companies up there and how they're performing. We're talking about top 10 companies, right? And those companies, really, we need to, taxpayers need to bail out some of those companies, really. In the most, let's take a look at financial details. There are a lot of information, but I want to make this video very quick. It seems that this industry, overall banking industry, should be replaced. That's my personal opinion. Nothing, I have nothing against any particular bank. I think all industry should be replaced. So I think the way how we operating some of those systems right now, there's a better systems. If anything, at the time, perhaps we needed some of those models, business models up there. If anything, those business models up there I personally believe should be replaced with the better business models. Perhaps other players within the market would like to slow things down or replace, or I don't know, whatever they would be interested in doing. But I think there's a better systems up there, and natural selection, Darwin, comes into play. I don't know. That's my personal opinion. Financial details. In the most recent financial years, Lloyds Banking Group reported an impressive financial results. The total revenue stood at 17.5 billion. We need more tax money to these organizations to demonstrating the ability to generate substantial income from the diverse range of financial services. The group net profit of the year was 3.5 billion, reflecting the strong financial performance. So, okay, so if they need a bailout, if they're gonna give that money back now to the taxpayers, if anything, the company at the time that was struggling, which is great. If my company would be struggling at the time, perhaps now they can give that money back, right? So with the interest, to say the least, right? To make it fair, to say the least. Lloyds Banking Group managed assets total approximately 436 billion. So they have taken over a lot of assets. Perhaps those assets wasn't performing up to the standard at the time, but have some of those private companies have taken over some of the ownership of the assets for the business. It could be taking over ownership of the business, property, real estate, whatever they might be, boats, fleets, or they have taken ownership of. And this business model is, it seems like it's performing very well. This business model, I don't know. I might be interested in setting up my own, I don't know, little company, right? Substantial amount that underscores the group's significant presence in United Kingdom's financial sector. These financial metrics are a testament of their stability and profitability. However, they are not without challenges, particularly in the face of prolonged low interest rates and economic impact of recent changes within the world, right? But either way, just summarize this video, right? This video, there's, I'll finish that. If anything, I'll drive this point all the way, right? So, they have received a lot of money for some reason. Nobody asked me if it's something that all the people should be interested in, supporting private businesses, but they did, and now those businesses performing very well, which is great. People out there who are interested in learning more, I have published a book, Inkflow. In this book or journal, it's very interactive, right? So if you were to pick up this journal, I wish for you to work from cover to cover, so that would be enough time to develop a habits that ideally would last, right? So not necessarily you would need to open once, but if you were to pick up this journal, if you were to work from cover to cover, that would be enough time for you to develop a habit every day. If you were to focus on any of the areas, starting with time, as well as I have identified a number of different areas, which I personally believe are very important for people out there looking to develop new skills, improve themselves. Focus on particular areas. Hopefully, you can achieve your goals and to live more fulfilling life. You can find it in the description below, as well as Top Retailers has his journal. Overall, Lloyds Banking Group has rich history, and it has made a lot of commitments to its core values, robust financial performance, significant market share. As a group, it focuses on additional performance indicators and interest in contributing to society collectively, making it a key player in UK's financial sector. So society have decided to support for some reason with some of those private companies. So now those private companies are doing very well. They're taking ownership over properties, businesses, and perhaps starting a number of their own businesses. So whatever bailouts, right, was about, right? Perhaps I'm not working with the entire information. Perhaps people out there might know more about why we need to support those private companies, right, and whatever was happening at the time. but it seems that those businesses right now are doing very well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.